Beloved, listen carefully and do not turn away, for my words are life and they are healing to the deepest parts of your soul. I see you, I know you. I hear every sigh that escapes your lips when you think no one notices, and I understand the pain you are carrying inside. You have given your heart in trust. You have poured out your love with sincerity. Yet in return you have been met with deception and hidden betrayal. This wound feels unbearable, like a knife pressed into the very core of who you are, and it has come from the one you called your partner, and from the one you considered close to you, someone you thought you could rely on. I know this truth shakes you. I know it makes you question your own worth and wonder why you were not enough. But I want you to hear me now. You are more than enough. You are chosen. You are loved with a love that will never abandon you. When people betray you, I do not. When hearts fail, mine remains steadfast. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I save those who are crushed in spirit. Do not allow the betrayal of others to chain you to bitterness. For bitterness is a poison that will steal your peace and dim the light I placed within you. Instead, bring your pain to me, let your tears fall before me, for I collect them and none are wasted. I will turn your mourning into dancing, I will turn your ashes into beauty, and I will give you a crown of joy where shame once tried to bury you. Do not think for a moment that I have abandoned you, for even in this storm, I am the anchor that will hold you steady when everything else collapses. The betrayal you have endured is not hidden from me. I have seen every secret moment, I have heard every false word, and I will not allow injustice to reign over your life. Though you feel broken now, I am shaping you into something stronger, purer, and more radiant than before. You do not see it yet, but this pain will not destroy you. It will refine you, it will teach you to lean on me in ways you never have, and it will open your eyes to see love as I created it to be. Do not chase after what is lost. Do not run after what is already turned away, for I am preparing something new for you, something sacred, something that no betrayal can touch. Dear child, if life has ever left you feeling unseen, unheard, or just quietly hoping someone would understand, then this message is for you. Don't scroll away. Tap the thanks button right now, not just to support, but to say, I've felt that too. We're only a few dollars away from reaching our goal, and your name could be the final light that completes this moment. Don't wait for someone else. Let this be your moment. This isn't just a donation, it's your thank you, your echo, your impact made real. Lift your eyes, lift your heart, and know that this is not the end of your story. Your story is written by me, and I do not write endings in despair but in hope and in victory. I have promised that joy will come in the morning, and though the night feels endless now, dawn is closer than you think. Hold on to me, rest in me, and trust me to carry you when your strength is gone. You are not alone, you never have been, and you never will be. My love surrounds you like a shield, my peace will guard your heart, and my hand will lead you forward into a place of healing where betrayal can no longer reach you. And when you look back on this season, you will not see only the betrayal, you will see how I held you, how I carried you, how I wiped away your tears, and whispered hope into your heart when you thought it could never beat the same again. You will see how I turned what was meant to break you into the very thing that lifted you higher, closer to me, deeper in faith, and stronger in spirit. So do not despair, do not let go, for I am with you, I am for you, and I will never forsake you. Child of my heart, the truth is heavy, but I do not want you to walk in shadows or cling to illusions. The one you trusted, the one you gave your time, your energy, your affection, no longer holds the love for you that they once claimed. The warmth you thought was yours has turned cold. The promises you believed in have become empty echoes, and the closeness you cherished has been replaced with distance and silence. You may ask yourself over and over again what you did wrong, why you were not enough, why their heart drifted away, but I want you to know, this loss is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their choices, their turning away, their inability to treasure what was sacred. You feel abandoned, and that ache is real. You sense their absence even when they are near. Their words may still reach your ears, but they no longer carry the tenderness you once heard. Their eyes may still look at you, but the light that used to shine with devotion has dimmed. They do not love you any more, and as much as that shatters your heart, I will not let this truth destroy you. You must not chase what has already chosen to walk away. You must not beg for love where it has already dried up like a well in the desert. Instead, turn your face toward me, for I am the living water that will never run dry. I know how much it hurts to watch someone you trusted pull their heart away from yours. It feels like being left outside in the cold, exposed, forgotten, unseen. But I see you, I cover you, I shelter you in my presence. Where they withdrew affection, I pour out unfailing love. Where they broke covenant, I remain faithful. Where they silenced their devotion, I sing songs of love over you even in the night. Do not be deceived into thinking you are unloved simply because they chose another path. My love has never faltered, my heart has never turned away, and my arms remain open, ready to hold you in the depth of your sorrow. You must know this truth. Love that abandons you was never strong enough to stay. True love does not forsake, true love does not betray, true love does not say goodbye when storms appear. The affection you thought was secure has shown its fragility, but I am building in you a heart that will one day know a love that cannot be shaken. For now it is painful, it feels like something inside of you has died, but remember, resurrection is what I do best. I bring life out of what is dead, hope out of despair, and beauty out of the ashes left by betrayal. Their love has gone, but my love has grown deeper. Their absence leaves an empty space, but I will fill it with peace that passes all understanding. You may feel rejected, but I have accepted you fully. You may feel unwanted, but I have chosen you and called you by name. You may feel forgotten, but I carry you on my heart as a treasure that I will never let slip away. Do not mourn endlessly over those who walked away, for I will lead you toward those who will honor the gift of who you are. Yes, they do not love you anymore, but that does not mean love has left your life. I am love itself, and my presence is not seasonal, not conditional, not fleeting. I love you when you are strong. I love you when you are weak. I love you when the world rejects you, and I love you when you cannot even love yourself. No betrayal can cancel my devotion to you. No heartbreak can lessen my nearness, and no silence can drown out the whisper of my voice calling you my own. Their departure may have crushed your spirit, but I am here to raise you up again. Their betrayal may have stolen your laughter, but I will restore your joy. Their absence may have left you feeling hollow, but I will fill your soul with a depth of love that cannot be emptied. What you thought was the end of your story is only a turning of the page. What you thought was lost beyond repair is the very place where I will begin something new, something more beautiful than you can yet imagine. So release your grip on what has already let go of you. Stop searching for life in what is no longer alive. Stop trying to revive a love that has already chosen to die. Instead, let me plant within you a new song, a new hope, a new beginning. For though they do not love you anymore, I always have, I always will, and I will never fail you. And when the day comes that you look back on this season, you will no longer only see betrayal and heartbreak. You will see how I carried you, how I never let you fall, how I healed the wounds that seemed too deep to mend. You will see how I turned sorrow into strength, how I gave you courage to stand again, and how I shaped your heart to recognize a love that is true. You will thank me for the doors that closed, for the hearts that turned away, because they made space for the greater things I had prepared for you all along. I come and stand beside you in this hour when the world feels cold and the hand you trusted has slipped away. And I say to you with a voice that will not fail, you are not forsaken, even when the one you loved moves into the distance and their footsteps grow faint. My heart aches with the hollow that their leaving has carved inside you, and I know the precise weight of every sigh that leaves your chest. You are experiencing abandonment, and that truth is raw and real, yet it will not have the final word over the story I am writing with you. Hear the truth I am placing into your trembling hands. The absence you endure is not a measure of your value. When love turns its face from you, it reveals the weakness and frailty of human affection, not the failure of my workmanship. You were made in my image, formed for covenant, woven with purpose and loved before the foundations of the world. Their departure cannot diminish what I have declared in you. Hold this. Worth is not determined by return messages, whispered promises, or the warmth of another's touch. Your worth is decided by my unchanging heart toward you. Consider the reality of grief as necessary and holy. Grieve without shame. Let the tears come. Let them wash the places inside you that were thought to be forever dry. Mourning is not a sign that you are weak. It is proof that you love truly, and I honor that love. Weep when you need to weep. Speak the ache aloud when your voice is jagged, and do not rush the process of healing. I sit with you in the quiet of the night. My presence is a lamp for the dark places, and I will not hurry what I am doing in your soul. Yet do not let sorrow become a prison. There is a moment when grief must become a turning, when the heart that was abandoned looks up and finds a hand extended. Take hold of my hand. Cling to me when the ground feels unsteady beneath your feet. Where human affection fails, my faithfulness remains. I am the refuge you can enter without explanation, the shelter that asks nothing from you except to come as you are. Come with your questions, with your anger, with every shattered promise you carry. I will meet you and hold those fragments with tenderness and with purpose. Anger is a truthful guest in this season. Do not pretend it is not there. Feel the sting of betrayal, name it plainly, and give it to me. Rage at the injustice in a voice that I hear. I am not afraid of your indignation. I can bear your loudest complaints and your quietest accusations. But do not allow anger to root into hatred that will harden your heart against healing. Channel that fierce fire to burn away illusions about love that was not true, and let its heat purify your longing so that one day, when new love comes, you will love from fullness and not from need. When abandonment tempts you to rewrite the story with lies, saying, I am unlovable, I am unworthy, I will never be wanted, resist those whispers. They are the enemy's attempts to rewrite what I have spoken. Stand on the declarations I have spoken over you. You are seen, you are chosen, you are secure in my grasp. Repeat them until your voice believes them. Speak them into the empty rooms of your heart and into the silence left by their absence, and watch how truth begins to outshine the darkness. Practical steps matter in this season of tender recovery. Protect your heart by setting healthy boundaries that honor your healing. If returning to what hurt you weakens you, create distance until you are strong. Surround yourself with companions who will carry you with honesty and compassion, people who will pray with you and not minimize the pain. Accept support. Let others be the hands and feet of the comfort I give. There is no shame in receiving help. The body of believers was never intended to bear sorrow alone. Forgiveness is a mountain that you will climb in time, not a quick path you must sprint upon to prove something. You may not be ready to forgive, and that is okay. Forgiveness does not mean condoning betrayal or inviting it back in. Forgiveness frees you from being chained to the one who wounded you. When you are able, ask me to help you lay down the right to hurt them back. Release the bitterness so that it cannot root and grow thorns in your own spirit. I will not hurry you, but I will carry you there when you are prepared. Do not mistake abandonment for finality. I am a God of restoration. What has been torn away can be mended by my grace in ways that may even surpass what was lost. I do not promise a return of what was, I promise a renewal of what is to come. I will mend what feels irreparably broken, and I will weave new threads of hope into the places where you once felt empty. Trust me to compose beauty out of your sorrow, to write victory into your mourning, and to craft joy from your tears. Hold tightly to prayer as a lifeline. Speak to me not in polished phrases, but in the rawness of your heart. Tell me the names of the memories that haunt you. Tell me the small, ordinary things you miss. Bring me into the scenes where their absence echoes loudest. Prayer is not only petition, it is communion. It transforms your loneliness into conversation, your doubt into reliance, and your despair into expectancy. When you are unable to find words, breathe in my promises and allow my spirit to intercede for you in groanings too deep for language. Watch for signs of new life in unexpected places. In the quiet mornings when the world breathes soft, notice the small mercies, a bird singing, a friend's text, the sun warming your face. These are not trivial. They are tokens of my attention. Let them be reminders that the world continues to hold tenderness for you, that goodness still seeks you out even when human love withdraws. Practice gratitude for these small mercies. Gratitude is a seed that blooms into resilience. Be honest about patterns that have wounded you before. Abandonment may awaken old fears and neglected places. Name these patterns with clarity and ask me to help you break them. Healing often requires more than time. It requires wisdom, sometimes counsel, and a willingness to do the inner work. Seek wise counsel, engage with scriptures that speak of my compassionate heart, and allow truth to reshape the way you see yourself and relationships. Do not be afraid of solitude. There is a difference between loneliness and holy solitude. Solitude, when entered with me, becomes a school where your heart learns to rest, a garden where I teach you to know your own soul again. In solitude you will rediscover the music of your breath, the stirrings of your gifts, the name I whispered over you before time. Do not rush to fill the space with anyone who will not honor its sanctity. Let solitude be a season of formation, not a vacancy to be quickly furnished. Remember, abandonment is sometimes a doorway, not a door slammed shut. Doors close so new rooms can be entered. Doors close to protect you from what would consume your future. I see beyond the horizon of your pain, and I am ushering you toward a horizon painted with my faithfulness. You will meet people who will not wound in the same way. You will learn to give and receive with safer hands, and you will discover depths of intimacy with me that were impossible before this trial. Anchor yourself in Scripture that holds you steady. Choose texts that speak of my constancy, my comfort, and my redemption. Let them become the lanterns by which you walk through this dark night. Read slowly. Let the words settle into the places of your heart that are numb. Feed on the promises that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Drink deeply of those words until your spirit remembers how to hope again. Do not neglect your body while your soul is wounded. Eat, sleep, move, and rest as you are able. Grief is not only emotional, it rests in the muscles and in the rhythms of the body. Gentle nourishment, slow walks, sleep that comes with prayers, these are small acts of faith toward restoration. Steward your physical life as an offering back to the one who crafts restoration from ruin. When memories assault you and the past plays on a loop, practice the discipline of reorientation. Place your gaze on the present moment and speak truth into it. Say aloud, this pain is real, but it is not the end. I am here now. This discipline is not denial. It is a choosing to refuse captivity to the past. With each truthful word, you reclaim a piece of the life that was threatened by abandonment. Celebrate small victories along the way. Getting out of bed, making a nourishing meal, answering a text, choosing not to reply to a hurtful provocation, these are not insignificant. Each is a stone placed in the foundation of your new life. I rejoice over every small step you take toward wholeness. Even when progress feels invisible, I see it. I am the one who applauds the courage of small, steady acts. Keep your eyes open for those who mirror my heart, people who will not drain you but give back, who will honor your story and help write new chapters of trust. Community is not a mere convenience. It is a necessity for the healed life. Let trustworthy companions into your inner circle. Allow vulnerability with those who will not use it against you. Love learned again in safe company becomes a fortress against the loneliness that once threatened to consume you. If you are tempted to punish yourself for what happened, stop and hear me. You are not your mistakes, and you are not the sum of someone else's choice to leave. Do not carry guilt that is not yours to carry. Bring your regrets to me, and I will separate what is yours to repair from what belongs to others. Release the burden of impossible responsibility, and receive the grace that lightens every load. Cultivate hope as an active practice rather than a passive waiting. Hope is a muscle, use it. Speak declarations of future kindness over your life. Envision seasons where laughter returns easily, where your trust is rebuilt, and where love is gentle and steadfast. Hope is not naive. It is the confident expectation that I am working even while you cannot see. Plant it daily in prayers, in songs, and in tiny acts of faith. Bear witness to what I am doing within you by telling the story when you are able. Your testimony will be a lamp to someone who stumbles in the same dark. There is power in testimony. Your voice can be the bridge for another heart to cross from despair into hope. When you are ready, speak your truth into community and watch how your scars become signposts for healing in others. Do not fear the future as a threat. View it as a field of possibility under my care. Abandonment felt like a thief in the night, but I am the one who reclaims. I will restore what was stolen, though perhaps not by the same hands or in the same form. I promise renewal, sometimes gentle, sometimes sudden, always with wisdom. Trust that I am orchestrating a path forward and move step by step, guided by the quiet counsel of my spirit. I am with you in the small details as much as in the large declarations. I notice the forgotten coffee cup, the book you left half open, the song that plays and breaks you open. I gather those broken pieces and weave them back into a tapestry of new meaning. Do not minimize the way I care for the trivial. In those tiny mercies you will find evidence of my tenderness. When anger wants to become a story you tell yourself about all people, correct it gently with truth. Not everyone will betray you. There are faithful hearts who will steward trust responsibly. Your present pain does not justify becoming a closed fortress toward every possible kindness. Build healthy walls, yes, but leave room for doors that swing open toward gentle love. Lastly, expect my presence to be a companion in the empty rooms. I will come not to fill those rooms with illusions, but to furnish them with peace and purpose. I will teach you to dance again on floors that once knew your tears. I will place people beside you who reflect my steadfastness. And when at last your story turns from abandonment to arrival, you will stand amazed at how the very things that threatened to undo helped refine and prepare you for a deeper, truer love, first with me, and then with others. Receive this word as a balm, not as an instruction to hurry your healing. Take it into your bones and let it warm you slowly. You were not abandoned by me. I am the lover who waits with patience, who heals with tenderness, and who rebuilds with skilled hands. Walk forward knowing that the one who holds the stars holds you, now and always. My child, hear the tenderness in my voice as I tell you this truth with sorrow and with hope. Sometimes it is better to leave them and start a new life, not as an act of revenge, not out of bitterness, but as an act of courage and mercy toward the person you are becoming. Your heart has been a garden, tended with care, watered with trust, and when the soil becomes poisoned by neglect, by betrayal, or by the slow erosion of respect, there comes a season when the most faithful thing you can do is to let go and plant again elsewhere, to receive healing, and to rebuild with hands that are not trembling from fear, but steady with newfound wisdom. There are moments when staying with someone who consistently wounds you becomes a slow erasure of the self I formed. I see the quiet compromises you make, the parts of yourself you hide to avoid conflict, the laughter you mute so the room will not crack. I feel the ache of your unmet needs and the exhaustion that creeps in like winter. To leave in such a season is not failure, it is fidelity to the life I placed within you. It is choosing the wholeness I desire for you over a relationship that asks you to be less than you are. Sometimes departure is the only honest response to a love that has turned conditional. When affection is withheld as punishment, when promises are bargains that expire in the face of difficulty, when intimacy becomes a ledger of rights and debts, then leaving becomes a declaration that love must be kind and free. Do not confuse the pain of separation with the sin of choosing life. Pain is a faithful teacher. It shows clearly what is starved and what is spoiled. If the place you stand asks you to trade your dignity for acceptance, step away, and step toward the dignity I carved into your very being. When bitterness whispers that you must stay to prove your worth, counter it with the truth I have spoken over you from before time. You are of infinite worth, and no one's failure to love you fully can change that. Staying to earn love is a poverty of spirit. Leaving to receive life is an act of spiritual abundance. It is a refusal to allow another's smallness to determine your horizon. It is a reclaiming of the sacred shape I breathed into you. Understand also that leaving is sometimes the path of protection, not only for you but for those you might otherwise hurt by remaining in a distorted bond. There are relationships that entangle and teach codependency, that train you both in habits that will eventually deepen harm. To walk away in such a scenario is to break a chain and to say yes to healthier patterns. You interrupt a cycle. You give both hearts the chance to be healed in ways that staying would never allow. Know this, the decision to go is often grieved, not celebrated. Do not imagine departure will be a triumphant march without tears. Expect sorrow, expect confession, expect to mourn the story you once hoped would be. I weep with you over the things that will be left unsaid, over the tenderness that will no longer visit your nights, over the small domestic rhythms that once felt like safety. Grief is holy and necessary. Let it come. Let the tears flow like a river that clears and makes way for new life. I tell you also that leaving is not always a clean break from responsibility. There are seasons where staying with boundaries and with transformed patterns is the wiser path, and there are seasons where leaving is the only way to allow healing to begin. Discernment is required, and discernment is not panic. Ask me for clarity, sit silently in my presence where the fog of emotion lifts, and let wise counsel from trusted companions be your mirror. Do not rush because loneliness presses. Do not stay because fear of change grips you. Move with the calm insistence of one who seeks what is good and what is true. Remember, starting anew is a process with tender, practical steps. It begins with small acts that say, I will live again. It begins with drawing a breath that is not apology but claim. Reclaim your time, your tastes, your quiet pleasures. Rediscover the books you love, the music that made you feel alive, the friendships that laugh easily with you. Build routines that honor rest, that feed your body and mind, that create a landscape where love can one day flourish again, but rooted now in health. Do not be afraid to ask for help. There is no shame in leaning on others when your limbs feel weak and your will is raw. Invite friends to walk alongside you. Allow family to hold you when you stumble. Seek counsel where wisdom can steady your feet. There are hands prepared to carry you in this season. Receive them. Community is not a performance of strength, but a tapestry of mutual bearing. Let others be the arms I intended for you. Embrace solitude as a classroom rather than a punishment. Solitude with me is not emptiness but presence. In those quiet hours I will teach you to know yourself without another's reflection, to hear the voice I placed inside you, to listen to the nudges of gifts that were buried in compromise. Solitude births clarity. It sculpts the heart so that when you love again, it will be with eyes that have seen and hands that know how to steward. Let forgiveness move at its own pace. Leaving does not require immediate reconciliation. You may plant a new life while your heart still wrestles with what was broken. Forgiveness is a bridge you will cross when you are ready, not an obligation to erase memory. Pray for the grace to forgive in time. Pray for the courage to set boundaries now. Forgiveness frees you, but it does not mean returning to the place that would exploit that freedom. Protect your inner child who learned to bleach their colors to win affection. Give that child reparenting. Say the words of affirmation you needed to hear, teach safety, model steadiness. Speak kindly to yourself, tenderly to the parts that were ashamed, confidently to the parts that hid out of fear. This is holy work, and it is part of the new life you are called to start. Act practically with wisdom. Secure your finances. Plan your living arrangements thoughtfully. Seek legal and emotional counsel if the relationship has entailed entanglements that will not unwind without help. Courage that is practical is often the most steady. Courage without planning can become chaos. So tie courage to prudence and move forward with both faith and reason. Build new rhythms that anchor you. Morning prayers that are not perfunctory but deep wells of surrender. Simple meals shared with friends that remind you pleasure can be ordinary and safe. Work that engages your mind and contributes to your sense of contribution. These scaffolds make a new life habitable and human. Small habit changes matter more than you know. They rewire a future of resilience. Hold hope as a verb. Hope is not naive waiting. Hope is deliberate planting. Speak future kind words into your days. Imagine laughter returning. Imagine nights of rest not invaded by restlessness. Imagine love that arrives not to complete you but to accompany you. Hope trains your heart to look for blessings even while it mourns, and blessings will come. Sometimes in surprising forms you would not have expected. Celebrate incremental freedom. Each decision that honors your well-being, each boundary that keeps you safe, each moment when you choose growth over comfort, celebrate these. They are the currency of a reborn life. Throw little parties in the privacy of your kitchen, buy a book you have longed for, walk in a park and say thank you for the breath that is yours. Joy will return in portions, and you will grow skilled at receiving it. Trust that I am at work in the unseen details. I gather the shards of your broken days, and I begin to create patterns of beauty. The new life will not be an imitation of what was. It will be a recreation rooted in truth. Allow surprise, allow the unfamiliar, allow the way new friendships may arrive through odd doors. Be open to the slow wonders that whisper you are being rewritten into someone truer than before. Teach your heart new definitions of love. Love is not merely an intensity of feeling but a steady stewardship, a mutual honoring, a willingness to stay, to forgive, and to grow together. When you leave, do not swear never to love again. Rather vow to love differently, to choose relationship forms that reflect dignity and mutuality. This is the posture of someone who has been refined by pain and shaped by grace. Anchor your decisions in compassion. Leaving is not condemnation of the other. It is an act of self-preservation and of prophetic clarity. Leave without demonizing. Speak truth plainly and kindly where you must. Hold compassion for the one who failed you, even as you refuse to be bound to their failure. Your mercy can coexist with your resolve. When fear rises and whispers that the unknown is more dangerous than the known wound, answer it with concrete memory of your capacity to endure.